And in Romans 1:25, we read, they exchanged the truth of God for a lie. And this goes really all the way back to the very beginning in Genesis chapter 3, verse 1, when Satan first slithered onto the stage of human history and whispered into the ear of Eve, has God said? This dismissal and denial of the truth is really the first step on the slippery slope that leads downward to destruction. The rejection of the truth always results in the demise of any life. The rejection of absolute truth leads to the death of any church, of any seminary, of any denomination. This rejection of the truth leads to the devastation of any society, of any culture, and of any nation. No person, no institution, and no nation can long survive without the truth. And when the truth is abandoned, all else is abandoned that is good. This is the world in which you and I live. And this is what we see when we turn on the television, we pick up the newspaper, when we scroll through the internet. We are surrounded by a culture and by a society that is living in total rejection of the truth. That's where Pilate was. That's where the United States is. And my friend, that's where Canada is as well. The rejection of the truth. And I want you to note, second, the reality of truth. Because contrary to what Pilate has said, Jesus affirms the very opposite. And Jesus asserts that there is truth. And in verse 37, Jesus says, "For this I have been born." And we want to know, Jesus, why have you been born of a virgin? Why have you come into this world? He says, and for this I have come into the world. So here in part is why Jesus came. Of course, ultimately to go to the cross and to bear our sins and to propitiate the righteous anger of God and to reconcile holy God to unholy sinners and to redeem us out of the slave market of sin. Of course, that was primary. But also he came to be the great prophet of whom Moses spoke of in Deuteronomy 18 and verse 15. And he has come to speak the very words that the Father has given to him to speak. For this I have been born, and for this I have come into the world, to testify to the truth. This word testify is drawn from the courtroom, and it is to bear witness to the truth. And Jesus has come into the courtroom of this world to speak the truth and to bear witness to the truth.